Judge Tiffany Baker Carper. She sits on the Second Judicial Circuit Court in Florida. Now, the judge you are looking at, she made the decision to release a man named Daniel Spencer on bond after his conviction for attempting to engage in sexual conduct with a minor. That was just 1 month earlier before she let him out. Now, Judge Baker made this decision despite prosecutors asking that he remain in jail while awaiting his sentence. That decision had deadly consequences. Spencer went on to allegedly kill his stepdaughter, who you are looking at, beautiful 5-year-old Melissa Missy Mogul, on May 19, 2025. She lost consciousness at her house and arrived at the hospital with signs of severe child abuse. Both her stepfather and her mother are indicted on first-degree murder, but this could have been prevented. It is yet another story of violent recidivists let out onto our streets to commit murder. And Governor Ron DeSantis is saying enough. He's outraged, calling for the impeachment of Judge Baker.
You have the power and you have sufficient numbers in your chamber to impeach this judge, Tiffany Baker. Until you start holding these judges accountable, they are going to continue to find ways to benefit the criminal element. This was an outrage. This was such an easy call to make sure that this guy was put behind bars, and this judge refused to do it, knowing the risks, and the result has obviously been a tragedy.
Governor DeSantis also signed Missy's law, which eliminates bond for those who commit dangerous crimes. And here is Missy's family. Ahead of that bill signing, they are wearing matching pink T-shirts that say, "Our Disney Princess." But while Florida's taking action, the question is, what will the federal government do? Will they take action? Senator Sheehy is here with a plan to take action to protect innocent Americans. But can Congress get the job done? Senator Sheehy, tell us about the JAIL Act.
Well, the Judicial Accountability for Irresponsible Leniency Act, Kayleigh, is an answer to exactly this problem. Governor DeSantis is setting a fantastic example of Florida about this. These judges need to be held accountable. Many of them have lifetime bench appointments. It's very hard for them to be held accountable in any way. And we understand that judges need to be able to be independent to make tough decisions. That's part of the design of our republic. But when those decisions lead to the deaths of innocent people, when we have DeCarlos Brown, who killed Irina Zarutska in Charlotte, who'd been arrested dozens of times. We had Byron Hernandez, who pushed a veteran onto the tracks in New York City. He died last week, 2 weeks ago. He'd been arrested, deported 5 times, arrested for violent crimes dozens of times. These criminals who are repeatedly let out on the street with no accountability and then reoffend, there has to be a mechanism to hold these judges accountable for the death and the destruction that their decisions have caused. This is going to do that.
And the JAIL Act would essentially remove immunity from judges and allow there to be civil action that these aggrieved individuals could take, which I think is a promising next step. And you mentioned some of the killers we have seen, and I don't want to say their names, so we will say who they killed. And here you see the killer of that woman at the bus stop, Stephanie Minter, 30 prior arrests. The killer of our amazing officer, Jonathan Diller, here in New York, 21 priors. Logan Federico, we all remember the pain of her father, 39 priors. Irina Zarutska, who you mentioned, 14 priors. Do you think the JAIL Act would succeed in deterring these judges, knowing they could be held accountable?
It's not going to be perfect, Kayleigh. Of course, there's always going to be recidivism, there's always going to be reoffenses, but we have to put some mechanism in place to begin accountability. Again, many of these judges have lifetime appointments. Accountability for them individually is hard. And of course, there's always going to be mistakes in judgment. We can't expect every judge in every court to act perfectly. But there has to be a mechanism for these families who watch these criminals let out of jail, sometimes days later, with no accountability. They're walking the street again, and the families who've already lost somebody are, of course, wanting justice for that loss, but they also want to prevent another family from going through the same terrible experience. So this would be one step in the right direction. It's not a perfect answer, but at least it's a step in the right direction to hold these people accountable and, most of all, have justice, because that's what the judges are supposed to be doing.
Do you know if any of your Democratic colleagues are on board with this?
You know, we've had some conversations to try to build a bipartisan coalition around this, because at the end of the day, that's what our republic is about, is bipartisan action through our legislative chambers. Thus far, we haven't had any success. I think hopefully this year we'll see some desire as the midterms come along and the American people express that they want law and order in the streets. We'll get some bipartisan support. But so far, we don't have any.
And Senator Sheehy, you're a Navy SEAL. You served this country. I would be remiss if I didn't ask you about the missing F-15E pilot who is in our prayers at this moment.
Well, of course, anytime we have a killed or missing service member, all of us are extremely, we're praying for that individual and their family. Of course, keep in mind, we've lost one, perhaps two aircraft to combat fire thus far in this campaign. And about the same amount of time during the first Gulf War in '91 against Saddam Hussein's Iraq, we lost about 43 U.S. aircraft to enemy fire. So the ratio here is pretty good. Our air defense extinguishment efforts have gone fantastically well. What's going on now is you've got your combat search and rescue teams, your Air Force Special Operations Command. They are trained exactly for this mission. They exist for one purpose: to search for, find, and rescue downed pilots. And these pilots go through extensive SEER training, survival, evasion, resistance, escape. They're well trained for this. So, of course, he's in the best hands possible, and hopefully we see him back soon.
Yeah, they are truly the best of the best. Senator Tim Sheehy, thank you.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.